The search for World War II history in the old locations is often very hard to find, and we've got to remember that in 1945 all the records were paper-based and they end up being stored in massive storage sheds in folders that measured often kilometres in length, and it's hard to find out where a particular document is in that length. I'm back at our school and I've flown the drone over the area where I think the ammunition dump is, and I'm going to see if I can spot some of the locations where these photos from World War II were taken. For a bit of context, this road heads north towards Bruce Rock. This is the section of rower line heading north. This is a southern bend, and there is another one about a mile or so just further north which then turns towards the west. This track is really important in the story. This section that jumps out into the farm paddock is also very important. It's an identifier that we can pick up in a very old map of the area. And further ahead is the rocky outcrop where I found the watchtower base the last time I was here. After I returned from my last trip, I searched the National Archives of Australia to find more evidence of where this old ammunition dump might have been. Nothing was digitised. I did, however, find what was called the plan of the ammunition dump, and I paid to have that digitised and sent to me. And I discovered that some of my theories previously were not 100% correct. And surprisingly, it's also highlighted another area where I need to go back and do some more exploration. In this 1943 picture, you can see that there is a dam that's been camouflaged with what is perhaps a pump shed and the water channel leading into that dam. To the rear you can see some white roofs of the buildings. This is the town and the siding of the small community where the ammunition dump was located. The railway line also passes through there. In this drone image you can see the rock wall that was made to channel the water, and in there is the dam. As the drone swings up, you can clearly see the town in the background with the big white building as the railway siding. The photo from World War II prompted me to think that most of the ammunition dump was on this farmland. However, when I got the drawing from the National Archives, I discovered something completely different. This map shows the bend in the track which is north of town. And remember the drone footage where I said the fence jutted out into the farmland? Well, this is it here on the map. And the watchtower is in the rocky outcrop here. And to my surprise, this drawing shows the ammo dump spur railway line heading off towards a platform that's clearly marked near the rocky outcrop. And as we fly towards that rocky outcrop, there is no evidence of any railway line or siding having ever been built out in this area. So I doubt whether the drawing is 100% accurate. And as we fly over the rock, this is where the watchtower was actually built. To the right is where the platform was supposed to have been. Part of this area is now the local golf course, and typical of most country golf courses, there's no such thing as a green or a fairway. It's usually dirt on the ground and diesel or oil covered holes. Further digging in the archives, I found another couple of images, and this one shows two railway spurs, one in red and the second one in black. Neither of these two were built, but they look like options that were explored. As the drone swings around and looks over the farmland, in the distance coming into view now is the green outcrop where the rocks are, where the dam was actually built. This is where I thought all the ammunition storage areas were. What is interesting in this particular view, in the foreground is a nice curving road, very typical of a railway track. Further digging in the National Archives, I discovered this drawing as well, and this red track seems to match what is recorded on my video but also on Google Earth, and it shows the line departing from the siding at the small town and then take a nice gentle curve into where the farmland is now, and this is where some of the ammunition stuff was stored. It's certainly where the ammunition was taken into the site. Given all that I've said just previously, this old map showed clearly where there were some administration buildings. There's also a well and a tank marked on here, and there are various locations where I think ammunition storage buildings may have been located. So that clearly means we got to go back and check this stuff out.